Would you like me to come back with to make matters worse? Am I saying it without saying it? Somebody. Ugh. Wasp. Somebody is already guessing. Because this is a make matters worse. Blah, blah, blah. To make matters worse. I'm tired. Excuse me. Yeah. I was worried about this because I had a puncture real close to two seams where they did this, teed up to each other, and it was like in the corner. And I was like, shoot. It was like right up against the seam too. So I rasped it really good, and I had to put the patch right up on top of a seam. And sometimes that fails. It definitely failed today. Took it a while. But to make matters worse, yeah. Ugh. So it's not what I was thinking. The patch did not fail. It's another puncture that I didn't find. And it's right next to an older patch. It's right here. Right next to it. Okay. Either it's a leak I missed this morning or it's a new one. But it's definitely not my patch. It's not my patch failing. So, yeah, second time doing this today. So, I've had days like this, worse than this, in fact. When I was living in New Orleans, I worked for this corner store that was a deli. It was called Vertimart. I worked there for almost 5 years, something like that. Every year during Mardi Gras, flat tires. Non-stop. Got to where certain areas of the French Quarter, I'd just lock the bike and walk because there's no way I'm going to ride the bike down Bourbon during Mardi Gras or get really close to it. I get as close as possible, lock the bike, grab all the deliveries, walk them, boom, boom, boom. You know, hopefully I had several drops, just get it all done or whatever. But you think, oh, doing this will cut down or stop. It just stops you from getting flat tires from riding on Bourbon. It don't stop you from getting flat tires from riding everywhere else because broken glass, too many drunks, too many people, too much broken glass. And you're busy. Constantly having to like throw your arms up and go, oh, this day. And you gotta walk back to the shop, back to the store with all these deliveries that are super late and like hand them off to the next guy, or you call the guy on the phone and you're like, I'm screwed, flat tires. And it really sucks when he says, me too. And then we're both back at the store fixing flat tires. An hour later, we're reliving it because we got flat tires again. It's like, might as well just not take deliveries because flat tires. Let's fix it. This is not a how-to video, but I will say this. Because the puncture is right up next to where the older patch ends, we're going to try and pull that off. We've got a point of reference here, and we're going to just put a bigger patch on to cover this whole area. So basically, hopefully we cover what that old patch was covering and the new leak all in one, right? Instead of trying to butt patches up against each other or layering them, because that doesn't always work. Usually it does not. These flat tires or these punctures, it's only one tire, right? Anyway, it's multiple punctures. It's associated with 4th of July, to be honest. It's not because 4th of July always produces flat tires. It's just a numbers game. Lots and lots of people out there partying. All kinds of stuff. I don't think it was glass. Like I said in an earlier video, I pulled out a little tiny, looked like metal filing. And then I pulled out something else out of my tread, not out of the tubes, not out of the tube itself, but out of the tread. And it was the little metal filing, little metal splinter that I pulled out of the tread was right where the first leak I fixed earlier this morning was. And maybe that other piece I found in my tread, which may have been a little tiny piece of glass, I think, but it wasn't going all the way through my tread. That may have been in this area. Now, I always check my tread to see if whatever gave me a flat is still stuck in my tread. Sometimes it's clear as day because it's a thumbtack or whatever. Other times it's just this little minute thing like it was this morning. Just find it, fix it, a lick and a prayer, hope the best, hope for the best. Anyway, I got the glue on and I'm just sitting here jawing with you waiting for it to dry. Shouldn't take too long because there's hot pockets in here. A good fitting name for inner tube patch kit would be Murphy's. It's definitely Murphy's Law today. Still waiting. Still waiting. While I wait, I am thinking about that one note kalimba that we found up there. Did you see it? I showed it to you. It's the shoe thing. Shoe rack, shoe organizer. Maybe I could cut that up and make it. No, I don't want to bother with that. I'd rather not. But yeah, I would like another kalimba. I would like to make one. Probably out of jigsaw blades. Man, I want to go somewhere where I can seriously play Does It Music. That would be for another channel. I think on M. Hood's Boom, which I don't know if you know or not, I have a experimental music channel. It's not always crazy weird stuff, but a lot of it is. It's called M. Hood's Boom. And if you remember, when I was doing the countdown to Shabbat the other day, and you had a snippet of, and I said I can't let you. When I said I wanted to start booming and humming in here on the box for a few minutes until the time is right. Well, I was singing my heart out and I was dancing. And after that, without the camera filming, I did even more singing and praising and dancing in here. Because that's what you do, right? But anyway, if you go over to M. Hood's Boom, you can hear me singing along with Modest Yahoo, and it's just, yeah. It's the musical version of Waiting for Shabbat. Are we still waiting? Yes, we are still waiting. So, the reason why we need it to dry is because it needs to set up. When we take the blue bit off, this is going to be moist, and it's like a chemical reaction when you compress them, right? Doesn't work if that glue is wet. You need it to dry and set. You need it to not be so wet to the touch. It can be sticky, but not so wet. We're almost there. It's going fast. Sometimes it goes slower than this. But you got to be patient if you want to get back on the road. When I lived in New York for many years, on and off, I was a bike messenger. I would work for a company, usually like 6 to 8 months, or pretty much until I got hit really bad by a vehicle. And I was just like throwing my hands up. I'm done, because like I broke something or feel like I just was hurt and I couldn't ride because I was hurt. like I've done things to my hands getting thrown. I've done things. I've broke things, and I've broke bikes. Like get hit by a van, run off the road or something, and you're limping and bleeding, and your wheels are potato chipped, and you're just like, yeah, let's go do something else for a while because, yeah, I knew guys who would just get tore up and be right back out there, but me, I get hit really, really, really bad, and I don't want to get back out there for a while. I'm just like, nope. A few months later, I'm back out there, another company or something, or the same company. It's typical for guys. Like they get hit really, really hard, and they're just like, I don't want to get right back at it because you wreck all the time, or you have things go wrong all the time, and then it takes that one time where it's super, super bad, and you're just like, because you came this close to dying, right? Like your body flew in the air. I've been thrown off by... Camera overheated again. Talking about bodies flying through the air, one of my worst wrecks in New York was on 23rd Street. We're ready to go, by the way. We gotta get this blue thing off. I was riding with the traffic, and I was about to come off the road. I'd been riding since real early in the morning, and it was like about 10. And I'd had quite a few deliveries. I was almost at my quota, but I wanted to keep going after I had a bite to eat. So this is when I was living in the hotel there on 23rd Street. And there was a Greek diner that I wanted to have breakfast at because it was cheap and good. So I was riding slow, and I was about to come off the road, and all of a sudden a cab raced by me speeding, and he got super close. So I'm in between this moving cab and parked vehicles. There was like a U-Haul type box truck there. That cab, his mirror clipped my handlebars. And what happened was I got thrown off the bike up against the side of that box truck really hard. That cab didn't stop, by the way. They rarely did back then. And I bounced off that box truck, slammed right on the ground, and I kid you not, brakes were hit hard, and inches from my forehead is where the bumper of the next cab stopped. And then a cop stopped going the other way, rolled his window down and said, "Are you okay?" And I just like slowly got upset. Yeah. I did not continue working that day. I went, put the bike up in the hotel, I went and had my breakfast, and then called in and said, no more today. No more today. I went and
found another job doing something else because I was like, no, I couldn't bring myself. Maybe I have more iron today and I could just keep doing it. But back then, when the life flashes in front of your eyes like that, woo, you think twice about getting back on that bike. Yeah, but there were a lot of wrecks that didn't do that to me. You know, in wintertime or when it's raining, you hit something slick and slippery. I'm sitting here talking to you because I'm holding this down. I really need to get something to smooth it out. We'll use this construction pencil. Yeah, when they're doing construction on the road there and they open it up and it's going to be open like a trench, like just a big long hole in the road. It's going to be open for a while. They'll cover it temporarily with a big plate of metal. And when those suckers are wet and you're racing over them, sometimes your wheels go out from under you. And I remember one year I was delivering a wardrobe. That's right, a wardrobe. And I had my messenger bag with stuff in it, and then I was holding this wardrobe like that because they said, do not stuff this in your messenger bag. After this mishap, I never listened to them. I just stuffed those wardrobes in my messenger bag because I was racing really fast, one hand on the steering wheel, hit one of those metal plates. It was a wet, cold day, lots of traffic. Bike went out from under me, and me and that wardrobe slid forever. The bike was fine, and my pride was hurt most of all. But yeah, I was delivering that to some TV studio for the Rosie O'Donnell show. I don't think it was her wardrobe, but that's where I delivered it to. That was a horrible company that I was working for. It wasn't Breakaway. It was their rates were horrible. I couldn't make any money working for them, and the way they routed me was just ridiculous. And then eventually I quit working for that company and started working for Breakaway, and they trained me really well and paid me really well, and I worked for them for quite some time till I got hit really, really bad by a van that ran me off the road, and I hit what do you call those things? Those cement barriers. I hit one of those really hard, messed up the bike really bad, and injured my wrist and ankle and knee really bad. And I was just like, I need a break. I'd been working for Breakaway for several months. Okay, that's done. It needs to sit for a bit, maybe 15, 20 minutes. I'm going to just shut this all down and come back to you in about 20, 30 minutes. I'm going to get in the AC. I'm going to check on the dogs, maybe bring them out. And yeah, I'm getting really close to like just being ready to go to sleep, but yeah, I mean, I don't want to go to sleep right now. I'll be waking up at midnight or 2 in the morning. I'd like to wake up at 3 or 4 a.m. I know there's not much of a difference between 2 a.m. and whatnot, but it is to me. Hot, huh? I think it's been long enough. I just want to get this done. I'm going to go ahead and just stick the tube in there, put it on the rim, air it up, set it aside. If it fails, it'll be another video where I tell you that. I feel fairly confident that, yeah, it's going to be fine. Back on there, air in there, nice and tight, good pressure. Everything's well seated, except for where this rim is bent.
I can see, and I've known for a while, this tread needs to be replaced, but it's fine. It's just a trailer tire. Yeah, I'll replace the tread before I replace the tube. And now I'm just going to bow out and say goodbye because I don't feel like staying in this video. Only time will tell. Did I miss another leak? Well, that's what time will tell. Did I fail with this second patch? Time will tell. I have a feeling that it's all good. But we gotta wait. But not here. I'm just gonna put this on and walk away because it is hot. I'm tired. Yep. Thanks for bearing with me. It's been a day. And I will see y'all next time.